So we look at how to draw the diagram to determine the standard electrode potential experimentally. The next part we'll be looking at is how do we write cell diagram. So what is a cell diagram? Now, if I have an electrochemical cell consisting of two half cells, Cu2 plus with copper, iron 3 plus with iron 2 plus, if you were to draw the experimental setup, it would look like this. Now, take note, this diagram is called a fully labeled diagram. So this one that is shown on the screen is not a cell diagram. Okay, it's just a drawing. So when the question asks you for cell diagram, what exactly is cell diagram? Now, cell diagram is a written notation, is a shorthand notation that represents the components of an electrochemical cell. So it's a shorthand component, not a drawing of the experimental setup. So in a cell diagram, what you need to take note, it must represent the components in the oxidation half cell. Then you need to separate it with 2/ and write down the component in the reduction half cell. Okay, so we need to write down the component in the oxidation half cell and followed by the component in the reduction half cell. Separate the two half cell with two lines. So, if I were to write the cell diagram for this particular electrochemical cell, it would look like this. So you notice that the ordering is copper to copper 2 plus, iron 3 plus to iron 2 plus. And you also notice that there are some symbols. Here there is 1/, 2/, comma. What do all these symbols represent? How come we use 1/, sometimes we use 2/, sometimes I use comma? What do all these represent? So let's look at the common notation in the cell diagram. Now, because we are using shorthand notation to represent electrochemical cell, so the two slanted line or two vertical lines, so if you cannot draw slanted, you can use vertical line, will represent the salt bridge that separate the two half cell. Okay, so this one must be present in your cell diagram. And next, how about the one slanted line? What does it represent? Now, the one slanted line represents a phase boundary. So that means in your half cell, if it consists of two species of different phases, for example, solid and aqueous, you need to separate the two species using a slash. Okay, if they are of different phases, you need to separate them using a slash. Or if your two species is, for example, Cl2 gas and Cl minus aqueous, so same thing, to separate the two species when I draw out the cell diagram, I need to separate them with a slash. So as long as they are of different phases, you must separate them with a slash or one vertical line. Next, comma. How come I'm using comma here? Now, comma is used to separate two species of the same phase. So, can you see the iron 3 plus, iron 2 plus are both aqueous state? So, if they are of the same phase, you separate using a comma. Then, what is also important here is your electrode, because each half cell has an electrode. So your electrode is always at the end of your cell diagram. Okay, at the two terminal end for each half cell. Now, put a star and highlight to yourself that when you draw a cell diagram, you must include the state symbol. Okay, all these must be included inside as well. And remember, the component on the left will represent the oxidation half cell, while the component on the right will represent the reduction half cell. Okay, oxidation first, then reduction. So, how do I decide which component go to the left, which component go to the right? You look at the E0 value. So if the half cell has a more positive E0 value, it means that reduction is more likely to take place. So this one here must be on the right hand side. Reduction is on the right hand side. And negative means that oxidation is more likely to take place. So it must be on the left hand side of your cell diagram. So in this example here, iron 3 plus to iron 2 plus, the E0 value is more positive. That's why this component represent reduction, and hence it must be on the right hand side of your cell diagram. Okay, so right hand side must represent reduction. Reduction is usually the half cell with more positive E0 value, and left hand side represent oxidation half cell, is the half cell with the more negative E0 value. Now, so we have established that this one here is a reduction half cell. The copper 2 plus copper is the oxidation half cell. So now the question here is, I need to write this component into the cell diagram. How do I arrange this species into the cell diagram? So you notice that the cell diagram given to you is copper to copper 2 plus. Can I write the other way where I write copper 2 plus slash copper? Why must it be written in this manner instead of writing in the second way where copper 2 plus come first? Now, take note, when you arrange the species in the cell diagram, you must write the species in the same direction as how the reaction will occur. So note this now, put a star. So you must always write the species in the same direction as how the reaction will occur. What do I mean by this? Now, so if I look at the copper 2 plus copper half cell, copper 2 plus copper half cell is the oxidation half cell. So oxidation means that it is copper oxidized to copper 2 plus. So when you write it out in your cell diagram, when you read from left to right of your cell diagram, it must show the oxidation reaction, because we must write in the same direction as how the reaction will occur. So when you read from left to right, it must represent oxidation. So therefore, oxidation is where copper is oxidized to copper 2 plus. And hence, copper must come first, followed by copper 2 plus. Because when I read from left to right, it must show the oxidation reaction. Okay, follow? So write in the same direction as how the reaction will occur. So similarly, for your reduction half cell show a reduction reaction. So when you continue to read from left to right, it must show reduction. So at your reduction half cell is Fe3 plus reduced to Fe2 plus. So therefore, Fe3 plus comes first, then it's reduced to Fe2 plus. Okay, follow? So please take note, when you arrange the species, it must be arranged in the same direction as how the reaction takes place. So if it's the oxidation half cell, you must show the oxidation reaction from left to right. If it's the reduction half cell, you must show the reduction reaction from left to right. Like how you will read from left to right. Okay, now then the next thing is, another thing that you need to take note in electrochemistry is balancing the equation. Now, so this is the reduction reaction, and I know that copper undergo oxidation. So it's copper as the reactant becoming copper 2 plus, give out 2 moles of electron. And when you write out the overall balance equation, I need to ensure that the electrons are balanced. So recall, to balance the electron, you will multiply the reduction reaction by 2. So it's 2Fe, 2 electron, and 2Fe, 2 plus. And when you combine them together, the electron will be cancelled out, and it will give you this overall equation. Okay, so this concept was taught to you last year in mole concept when we cover redox reaction. So please remember how to write a balanced redox equation. Then next, so each of the half cell will contribute this E naught value. And when you use the voltage to measure, the overall E naught, the overall voltage of the cell is plus 0.43. So how did I obtain this value here? This is what we will cover later. Okay? Now, so in summary, when you write a cell diagram, the oxidation half cell must come first, followed by a reduction half cell. And we use the E naught value to decide which is the oxidation half cell, which is the reduction half cell. And when you arrange the species, you must always write in the same direction as how the reaction will occur. So for oxidation, you must show that oxidation has taken place. For reduction half cell, you must show that reduction has taken place. Okay? And the two ends will represent the electrode. So therefore, this end here must represent the anode since it's oxidation. And this end here must represent the cathode since it's a reduction reaction. Okay? So now, these are additional example to show you that if you have this standard hydrogen electrode, it can appear as either the reduction or oxidation half cell. So these are your standard hydrogen electrode. And where it appears at will depend on the E naught value of the other half cell. So remember, we compare the E naught value to decide who is the oxidation half cell, who is the reduction half cell. So in this case, if your standard hydrogen electrode is the reduction half cell, when you write it out in the cell diagram, it must reflect reduction. So to reflect reduction, that's why I have H plus first to H2. Because H plus to H2 represent a reduction reaction. Okay? Now, but if your standard hydrogen electrode is at the oxidation half cell, you notice that there's a change in the order of your species. Because oxidation half cell, you must show oxidation reaction from left to right. So oxidation means that now it is H2 that is oxidized to H plus, the reverse reaction, H2 to H plus. So you have H2 appearing first, then your H plus. Okay, so please take note. Whatever that you write down must reflect the reaction that is taking place. So, now let's look at exercise 1. I give you 30 seconds to try exercise 1. Okay, exercise 1 is pretty simple. The question is asking which one of the species is oxidized. Now, we are given a cell diagram, and from the cell diagram, we should be able to tell where is the oxidation half cell, where is the reduction half cell. So I will zoom in to the oxidation half cell. So this is the half cell where oxidation reaction has taken place. And since this is the oxidation reaction, when you read from left to right, it will represent a oxidation reaction. So the species that has undergone oxidation will be Y2 plus. Okay, quite straightforward if you know what the cell diagram represents. And so you should be able to identify the species that has undergone reduction as well. Because when you read from left to right, on the reduction half cell, this one here will represent the reduction reaction. And hence, it will be your X in your XO4 minus that has undergo the reduction reaction. If you were asked to identify the species that has undergone reduction. Okay, so now, in your tutorial, in exam, these are the two different types of questions they can ask you. Now, if they ask you to draw a labeled diagram or a fully labeled diagram, you need to draw this experimental setup. Because it's a labeled diagram, a fully labeled diagram. Now, then, when the question asks you for cell diagram, this is what you need to draw. This means that you need to give me the shorthand notation. So take note, there are a different type of question in your electrochemistry tutorial. And hence, read the question carefully before you give your answer.